The Menendez brothers, dark secrets behind a family's fall. In the late 1980s, Beverly Hills was the epitome of wealth and glamour. Mansions, movie stars, and lives many could only dream of. But behind one of those grand, sprawling homes was a dark, chilling secret that would shock the world. This is the story of the Menendez brothers, a tale not just of murder, but of a family torn apart by lies, betrayal, and unimaginable horror. On a quiet Sunday evening in August of 1989, the Beverly Hills Police Department received a frantic call. Two young men, Lyle and Erik Menendez, were in a state of panic. Their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, had been brutally murdered in their living room, shot to death while sitting on their couch, watching television. The brothers were hysterical, telling police that they had returned home from a movie to find the horrifying scene. The community was in shock. Jose Menendez was a prominent Hollywood executive, and Kitty was known for her beauty and poise. How could such a savage crime happen in one of the safest and most exclusive neighborhoods in America? The investigation began, and while the police initially suspected a robbery gone wrong, there were strange details that just didn't add up. The house wasn't ransacked. Nothing valuable was taken. It seemed as though the killer, or killers, had one objective: the cold-blooded execution of Jose and Kitty Menendez. But who would want them dead? As detectives dug deeper, their suspicions began to shift. Lyle and Erik, the grieving sons, didn't behave like typical mourners. Just days after the murders, they embarked on a wild spending spree, burning through hundreds of thousands of dollars on luxury cars, designer clothes, and extravagant vacations. It was as if their parents' deaths had lifted some invisible burden off their shoulders. And then came the breaking point. Months after the murders, Erik, the younger of the two brothers, broke down during a therapy session. He confessed to his therapist that he and Lyle had killed their parents. The therapist, bound by legal obligations, could no longer stay silent. The truth had finally surfaced, and the Menendez brothers were arrested for the murders of their parents. But why? What could drive two young men, who seemingly had everything, wealth, privilege, and a promising future, to commit such a horrifying act? During the trial, the brothers' defense painted a chilling picture. Behind the mansion walls, they claimed, was a life of fear, control, and unimaginable abuse. According to their testimony, Jose Menendez wasn't just a wealthy and powerful man. He was a tyrant. They described him as a controlling, abusive father who subjected them to years of physical and emotional torment. Erik and Lyle claimed that their mother, Kitty, was deeply depressed and unable, or unwilling, to stop the abuse. The brothers told the court that by the time they killed their parents, they were convinced it was the only way out of a life filled with fear and pain. They believed their father would kill them if they didn't act first. The trial captivated the nation. Were the Menendez brothers cold-blooded killers who murdered their parents for money? Or were they victims of lifelong abuse who had finally snapped? The media frenzy surrounding the trial made it one of the most publicized court cases of the 1990s. And in 1996, after a lengthy trial and two hung juries, the brothers were eventually convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But the story doesn't end there. To this day, the Menendez brothers' case continues to haunt the public consciousness. Over the years, the debate has never really stopped. Were Lyle and Erik monsters driven by greed? Or were they victims who were pushed to a breaking point? Some believe that the full truth of what happened behind the closed doors of the Menendez mansion may never be known. There are whispers of dark secrets buried beneath layers of lies, trauma, and untold family horrors. And while the Menendez brothers now sit behind bars, serving life sentences, their story remains one of the most unsettling chapters in American true crime. A reminder that even in the grandest homes, darkness can hide in plain sight. What do you think? Were the Menendez brothers driven by greed, or were they trying to escape a life of terror? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked this video, let us know what we should do next, and subscribe for more videos.